Welcome back in. Three-Man Front broadcasting live from Social Taco in Homewood. The half-off happy hour begins at 3 o'clock today. It runs until 6 Monday through Friday. Enjoy the patio weather. See some beautiful people outside right now, but you can join us inside as we're up in the terrace up top as we broadcast until 2 o'clock. I want to always tell you about our friends at Noto Roofing. I spoke to Chris the other day. They've been very, very busy. Unfortunately, we had some storms that rolled in the area in Pat's neck of the woods last week and Trussville and other surrounding areas. But the good thing is you got locally owned and operated company and a company like Noto Roofing with their owners, Sammy and Matt, their brothers. I've known these guys for a long time. They're going to take care of you. They got professionals like Chris. They're going to come to your house. They're going to be very honest and open about what they find. They're going to do a water test, not only on the roof, but they're going to make sure that your gutter systems are functioning properly, your downspouts, everything's good to go, the flashing around penetrations, everything is in tip-top shape when they leave the job because they don't want to have to come back. They're going to offer warranties with everything they do, and they offer free inspections to all of our Great Jocks listeners. Listen, just let them come out to your house, give you the look over, and tell you you're good to go at the very least. It's Noto Roofing, a name you can trust. Say yes to Noto. N-O-T-O roofing.com. That's N-O-T-O roofing.com. Or give them a call, 205-848-2299. And when Sammy answers the phone, always tell him Landrum from Jocks sent you.
He joins us every Tuesday on this program. Demetri Ravanos joins us on the program. Demetri, I hope you're doing well on this Tuesday.
I'm good, boys. It is election day up here in North Carolina, so I am just sitting here trying to avoid the crowds because our neighborhood clubhouse is a polling site, so it's very hard to get out of my driveway today.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Is this like for a local dog catcher? Is this statewide referendum? Like, what are we talking about here?
The biggest thing is we're electing a senator this year because I think one of ours is retiring, if I remember correctly. So today is just the primaries, but I went to fill out my ballot, and it really was just like, well, all we've got is a senator, so just fill this out and get out of here.
Well, here in our state, we had a former football coach that ran for senator, and he won overwhelmingly in Senator Tom Tuberville. I was just wondering what are maybe the options for Bill Belichick to run there in North Carolina when it's all said and done?
Ooh, it depends on if NC State beats them again. He could carry the NC State contingent very strongly, unless beating Bill Belichick gets Dave Dorn another year. They're a very complicated fan base.
Does he run as a Democrat, Republican, or an independent?
He keeps bringing up his relationship with Donald Trump. He's got to run as a Republican, right?
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh, I would think so.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think he and he.
I thought because Bob Kraft was a Republican, he had switched to the Democratic Party.
Oh, that's, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. That's not as unlikely as you might think.
Let me ask you about Will Wade. He got pasted again last night by the Duke Blue Devils. Not that a lot of teams, including Virginia, got pasted by Duke. Duke's an outstanding basketball team. But the future of Will Wade, because, we hear rumors down here that if LSU were to make a change, they would love to bring him back. What do you think about Will Wade? Is he going to buy any green bananas up there in Raleigh and stick around?
Yeah, I think that Will recognizes that outside of Duke, this is a pretty volatile league in the ACC, and it could be anybody's at any time. NC State is doing pretty well on the recruiting trail, I will say, just in terms of fan satisfaction. This is the first time they have lost 3 conference games by 25 or more since 1993. So certainly there is some real disdain there because the Wolfpack have had some really bad seasons since 1993. But, it is the first year after Kevin Keatts, and while everybody here loves that Kevin Keatts took this team to their first Final Four since 1983, there was a real, staleness around NC State basketball that you don't feel anymore. So people are frustrated, but I think there is a vision of Will as a green banana himself of what is to come. It's just a matter of can you keep him in place? Because in addition to going back to LSU, if Brad Brownell ever leaves Clemson, that is, as we understand it, that's Will's dream job.
Oh, interesting.
Very, very interesting. Demetri Ravanos joining us here on Three Man Front. All of our guests join us on the Higginbotham Hotline with March Madness right around the corner and coming up very soon. Of course, we're going to have Alabama from this state. Hopefully we'll have others that join them. But what is the magic that makes March for Demetri Ravanos and growing up like we did and watching this tournament and maybe catching it there in the media center while you were in school? What are some of your fondest memories of the NCAA tournament growing up?
The one that I have a distinct memory of from being a kid is the year, I think, was it 93, that South Alabama beat Alabama in the tournament. I mean, growing up in Mobile, like that was a crazy, like, house divided situation for a lot of people that I knew. I remember watching it on TV in like the activity room of the local YMCA. So that's like my standout memory from when I was a kid. But what makes it so great, and it's interesting coming off of the Winter Olympics to juxtapose it this way. Like, there are meaningful sports on it literally every time of day, and the difference between March Madness and the Olympics is we have seen basketball before. We don't need it explained to us. So it's pretty great. Like, to me, that's the appeal of March Madness, is at any time for 4 days out of a week, there are going to be meaningful games on.
You know what I remember, what was really cool is, I moved here when I was in the 8th grade. And so from 8th grade on through high school, the AAA spring break fell in line with the first week of the NCAA basketball tournament. So we would all get together at a local church gym and play basketball all day and watch the tournament. And, we were out of school. And I thought that was always cool. I don't think that coincides now the way it used to when you and I were a little bit younger.
Demetri, I tell Pat all of the time, and Duke fans, they'll love this, but when it was the Grant Hill and Leitner combination there with Kentucky, I was in Panama City Beach with my family on a cold spring break watching that game. I could still remember exactly where I was.
I thought you were going to say you were at Club La Vila and you were back in the hot tub.
Well, I don't know. I think it was in middle school maybe at that time. Oh. And if I could have snuck away, I would have gotten down there to La Vila. You could learn a lot back then, right?
Yes, you could.
As a young, impressionable person.
Or just go to MTV spring breaks. Then you'll learn a lot, too.
This is the difference between the sports cultures up here and down there. Do you know what spring break has coincided with forever in North Carolina? It's Final Four weekend.
Okay.
It's a matter of, especially the western part of the area I live in where Chapel Hill is. It's sort of this attitude of, well, no one's going to be here anyway because, of course, the Tar Heels are going to be in the Final Four. Let's just make that spring break.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Wow. That is interesting. Demetri Ravanos joins us every Tuesday here on the program. Talk a little basketball right now because he does live on Tobacco Road or near it. How often do you get over to Durham and Chapel Hill? Do you get over there much?
Well, I used to live in Durham, and when I lived in Durham, I could luck my way into Duke tickets pretty regularly. But it's kind of a haul from Raleigh. I mean, it would be like driving to Tuscaloosa every day from where you are.
Okay, so I've never been to Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So yeah, I mean, I know it's small, it's intimate, but I mean, is the place a dump or is it really a nice place?
No, it's actually pretty great. Now the concourses are a dump, but once you get into the arena, and if you ever are lucky enough to sort of walk in the closed off areas, like right behind the floor towards where the locker room is, it is definitely not a dump. Like, it's gorgeous down there, and it is one of those places it's hard not to feel the history. I will tell you, one of the ways I used to luck into tickets is when David Cutcliffe was the coach up here, the football coach up at Duke. Occasionally he would gift me his tickets. And if you get to sit where David Cutcliffe sits, it's the most comfortable arena in the country. If you are stuck sitting up top, it's a bit of a tight squeeze.
I had a cousin that went to Duke. She's a pharmacist, and she went to school up there for that, post her undergrad. Duke has always struck me as a place, and I don't know, so correct me.
Yeah.
As I go to a Duke basketball game, people look at me and they're like, there's no way he went to Duke. It seems like it'd be that kind of place. Is it as snooty as I make it up to be in my mind?
Yeah, I mean it is because most people that come to Duke are not from North Carolina. Very few of them are from the South. There is a reason that Coach K would make a point to play at Madison Square Garden every year. That's not an exaggeration. Like, a huge chunk of the population of Duke students comes from the New York City metropolitan area. So it's not so much that they would look at you and say, there's no way he went to Duke. The second you open your mouth, they would know, he clearly did not go to New England boarding school.
Well, thank God, by the way. I've heard horrible stories about boarding schools.
So what about well, that opens up an interesting thought. I mean, not that we're close, but we do believe that maybe by the next time that all these media contracts come up for the Big Ten, SEC, whatever the case may be, that there could be another round of teams that might the SEC want to expand. And I've always heard that North Carolina would be a school that the SEC would really like to have. Do you agree with that assessment? Do you think North Carolina people, is that too much the wine and cheese crowd that they wouldn't go with the SEC? I mean, you grew up down here. What do you think?
I think that North Carolina and Duke are the only two remaining, like, true national brands not in one of the Power 2 conferences right now. And, here's another thing, Pat. I read this great interview with Brett Yormark, who is the commissioner of the Big 12, for people that don't know. And he sort of intimated that in the next round of media negotiations, he could see not just himself, but a lot of his colleagues in that conference commissioner role splitting up football and basketball rights, and maybe even splitting up basketball rights between men and women's basketball as the women's game becomes more and more popular. If that's the case, like, there is no reason that the SEC should not go after Carolina. And, if our state legislature were to mandate state has to go with them, well, look, state's a big school. Raleigh is a growing area. If that's what it took to get Duke in North Carolina, I think that it would be a win for the SEC. And I think Carolina people, the fan base in particular, have been more conscious of anybody that I've talked to of just what a tightrope you are walking being tied to the ACC. The SEC may not necessarily be like them, but they would welcome a home in one of the two, like, more sure situations out there in college sports.
Demetri, you host a very entertaining thing that some of our listeners might not have perused yet, and it's the college football bubble bath. I was speechless, floored, blown away with what you sent the group last week and what you had come up with. I would love for you to share that with our audience because I don't want to jump the shark. I don't want to step on any toes. If you can share that, just to kind of give them an idea what they're going to get with the college football bubble bath.
Sure. So we all saw the videos of Mario Cristobal from Miami and Kirby Smart from Georgia, sort of going back and forth, a friendly ribbing back and forth on the microphone at some sort of event honoring Steve Spurrier, right? And as I was watching Kirby Smart's retort, not just to Mario Cristobal, but to John Summerall, the Florida coach that he has not even played a football game yet, it struck me how funny Kirby Smart is when he is being mean as hell to people, because some of those insults he was dropping on Mario were pretty devastating. And when you think about funny by being mean, to me, like, that's RuPaul's Drag Race in a nutshell. And so I submitted on the college football bubble bath that nobody gives off more drag queen energy in the SEC than Kirby Smart. And I mean that as a compliment.
Oh,
now,
my goodness.
I will say the Georgia fans in the DMs didn't take it that way. But what are you going to do?
I don't think they did, but she's beautiful.
I was about to say, for people wondering, like, Landrum said what I sent in the DMs, I did send them a Chat GPT-made version of Kirby as a drag queen.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. All right, that is Demetri Ravanos. Joins us every Tuesday here on the show. Demetri, enjoy your Tuesday. Go vote. Get your sticker.
I much like Kramer and the age ribbon. I participate, but I do not wear the sticker.
Okay. All right. So be it. All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Good shirt for that one.
Yes. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, talk to you next week.
See ya. That's Demetri Ravanos. Joins us every Tuesday here on the program. You can always watch him take a bath each and every week there on the college football bubble bath.
Just showed our friend Larry the picture of the GPT.
Show it to the camera.
All right, here we go. I don't know if they're going to be able to see this, Pat.
You can work it out. If you're watching on YouTube, you're about to see what Kirby Smart would look like if Kirby Smart was a female.
Does that work?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's great.
He's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It's good.
Thanks. Hope everyone enjoyed that. That is crazy.
Is that Faye? No, that's a female version of Kirby Smart.
Did someone ask if that's Faye?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not Faye.
That's definitely not the woman that cut my hair last week.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're going to do some Pat Ponders, and it's her birthday. And BB has written another doozy of a question for the group.
I'm going to have somebody fill in for me.
That's straight ahead on three-man front here on Jocks. It is 1:20 here on Jocks. Welcome back into three-man front. We've been celebrating BB's birthday here on Jocks. Great crowd, BB. What'd you think?
It's awesome. I love it. Thank
Is this
you all for
everything
coming.
you envisioned for your 40th?
Oh, my 40th. My 40th was a lot more racy than this.
How about Bird jumping out of the
I know.
jumping out of the box for you, the present?
It was awesome.
That was great. Now, I will say
you're
this.
so loved, BB.
This is. I mean, we always have a fantastic crowd, but the fire marshal in Homewood might have had a problem up here today.
Good. We ran out of cake.
It was. Oh yeah, I was just having some of your birthday cake. It was fantastic. I have to eat enough for Landrum since Landrum doesn't like to eat the sweets.
I don't know what to make for Don Don's birthday, but I'm not doing caramel cake again. That's too hard.
Is it?
Yeah.
The caramel cake?
It's a lot of work.
Now this is the first time you've brought the cookies
That's
and
the
cream.
first time I brought the chocolate cookies and cream.
That's outstanding.
You make a really good biscuit. You're from the north, so I didn't know.
Nah.
Nah.
I don't like to knead. Sorry. I'm not a bread maker.
Yeah.
Years ago I did, but
Okay,
mostly
we'll eat the bread.
pastries.
Eat the bread, but the process, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into Pat Ponders here in a few minutes, but for those that listen to the program every day in the 1 o'clock hour, just the origination of Pat Ponders years ago when it was me and Landrum and our good friend Cole Kubelik when we started three-man front. Every day I would come out with 5 questions. Typically they'd be rooted in sports, and then maybe kick in a question or two that's kind of a thought-provoking general type of question. And then a few years ago when we met BB up here, BB, who was a writer for many, many years, she said, hey, would you mind if I gave you some questions? Or I said, are you kidding me? That'd be fantastic. I would love that. You have provided just some incredible questions over the last few months. Our friend Howie, he hand wrote a note and gave it to me last week, and we asked that on Pat Ponders. So if you're ever up here on Social Taco and you got something on your mind and you would like to kind of stump the group or make the group very uncomfortable like BB likes to do.
See, that used to be my role. I would like to toe that line and see how uncomfortable I could make people. But you
Have I mastered it?
You have set the bar.
Now, the controversy began a couple weeks ago because you asked a question about a walrus penis that had been
There it
stolen
is.
from a bar.
I forgot about the walrus.
And then the question that everybody at the radio station was asking us, and we said, look, you'll have to ask BB because we don't know. But the question was, like, where do you find a story
Oh, goodness gracious.
about a walrus penis?
Well, if I tell you my sources, then
Well, no,
everybody's
I don't-
going to do it.
You'll have to reveal your source.
But, Conrad was worried that maybe you were, like, a
Like
frequent
these
member
were
of the
personal stories.
that, or you're just a member of the dark web, and you're like,
That what
Oh.
you just showed me looked like an ostrich.
That was the walrus.
Oh, that was the.
That was the walrus penis film.
Okay, I thought that was the.
So it looks like an ostrich.
Well, it was. I thought the neck up. The.
Now look at that.
Forget
Because
that.
we were talking about how big. That's 22 inches, wouldn't you say? Give or take.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pat. Go on.
I was just,
So where do I come up with it? I do not go on the dark web ever. It's amazing if you just are a newsy person, which I am, and I look at all kinds of strange things from all different countries, and there are places that you can go to research oddities and things like that. And then some of them I hear on other radio, not this type of program, but I'll pick up on some things with some television shows I watch, and I think, oh, that would make a good question.
So these are all real stories, though. Like, you didn't make any of these up. These are all actual things that happened.
I have not made any of this
she
up.
has not embellished.
The one that
story.
you sent in last week, and it was about the girl who originally on the Dare liquefied her food and snorted it, and now she snorts all of her food. Those kinds of stories.
They're real.
A couple people at the radio station didn't believe it, and then Landrum pulled up the video of her driving while
She's driving, snorting through a straw, which, number one, speed bump, hello.
Oh, yeah.
That's a problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a big time problem. So let me ask you from your perspective, because you'll provide me the questions, and depending on what's going on, most days I try to get one in.
Right.
But depending on what's happening, may not get one on. But if you're sitting at home listening, you don't know which question I'm going to ask.
No.
Because you've given me
like 20 of them.
Yeah, a good bit that I can pull from. And I imagine when you start hearing the ones that you can sense immediately that Landrum and Molly and Conrad are both very uncomfortable, that you have done your job.
Oh, I just start howling because I think this is perfect.
You've made me blush, and that used to be really hard to do.
Well, that was my goal.
I'd say me and Molly have been the most uncomfortable.
And I apologize.
Conrad has really embraced some of the questions with open arms.
It's really hard
credit.
to make me uncomfortable.
Molly, yes. I apologize. I'm sorry that it is what it is.
I'm hanging in there.
It's just you got to take it for the team, girl. It's just what's going to come out. So sorry.
Okay, well, when we come back on three-man front, the aforementioned Pat Ponders, and I'm gonna let her read her question. So we'll do our normal segment, and on the back end of the segment, BB, the birthday girl, she will read the question that I'm glad I'm not reading it. I'm just gonna put it that way,
man.
So, folks, get ready. Pat Ponders is next on three-man front.
An award-winning edition of Pat Ponders comes your way momentarily with special guest, the birthday girl, BB, the first lady of the Social Taco Club. I want to remind you about our friends at Crafts, the newest location right there on 280 in Mountain Brook. It's next to the Hampton Inn. It's the old Wendy's location if you're familiar with the area. But Crafts is taking their homemade stick-to-rib sides, all those hand-breaded chicken tenders, the chicken bites, the wraps, the sandwiches. They've even got a burger, great tailgating packages as we get into traveling for outdoor events, maybe picnics, vacations. They've got it all. It's Crafts. They also serve breakfast there through the drive-thru at that beautiful new 280 location. Check it out, craftsbhm.com. That's craftsbhm.com. Always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
All right, each and every day on the show, we come up with questions. They give me answers. This is Pat Ponders.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
All right, let's get right to it. Question number one. If the Auburn Tigers win tonight, but they lose Saturday against Alabama, what percentage chance do you give the Tigers to make the NCAA tournament?
Ooh, I would give them a 25% chance.
Okay.
So they win tonight but lose on Saturday against Alabama?
Yep. What is the odds of them making the NCAA tournament after the loss at Alabama?
1%, because at that point they would have to win the SEC tournament, in my opinion.
Okay. Molly?
I wasn't going to go as harsh as 1%. I was thinking like 5 to 10, though. I'm not thinking very high. Because like Conrad said, they would have to go on and win the SEC tournament, I think. So I'll go 10%. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Could this be the only time in history they take a team vote and they're like, no, we don't want to go?
Yeah, we're not going.
We can't stand each other.
Yeah, we're good. We'll move on. All right, question number two. Duke's John Shire last night, he improved to 117 and 24. The 117 wins ties Butler's Brad Stevens for the most by a Division I coach in the first 4 seasons. If you could hire any college basketball coach to run your program, who would you choose?
Back in the old days, it would have been Tom Izzo. I don't know if the Tom Izzo, I know it still works. I don't know how attractive that would be to guys that, high-profile guys, they're going to put butts in the seats. Man.
I hate that this is going to be my answer, but if I'm running a program and I want to win, I'm probably hiring Dan Hurley. As much of a pain in the butt as he is,
I can't do it. I can't deal with him on a daily basis. Just can't. I'm trying to find a guy that kind of success, but somebody that's likable.
If I can't have Fred Hoiberg, maybe Lloyd from Arizona.
Good one.
How old is Kelvin Sampson? That'd be another one, but I feel like he's kind of up there a little bit in age.
I would say Kelvin's probably late 60s?
Okay, yeah, see.
Honestly, just because of familiarity, and he proved he could get it done, not at the Power 4. How about Dusty May?
Dusty May's another good one.
Doing a great job this year.
Yep.
And he's likable.
Very much so. Dusty's a really good one.
Yeah, and I know that he and AK, they're still buddies.
Yep. All right, question number 3. We are 100 days away from the start of the World Cup in North America. If you had your chance, which of these events would you attend? A World Cup game involving Team USA, the Four Nations NHL tournament, or the Women's Final Four? Which one of those 3 events? Why did you look at me that way?
Well, no.
Landrum,
No,
those are all
I was
three appealing
getting
options. What are you talking about?
I was getting wide-eyed because those are great options, and I'm not sure right now. All right, name them again.
The World Cup game involving Team USA. We know Conrad will not go to that because it's about the USA. The Four Nations NHL tournament, or the women's Final Four? Which one of those three, if you had the chance to be a part of it?
I go to World Cup because I missed it when it came here to Legion Field, right?
That was the Olympics. Yes.
Yeah. I think it would be the World Cup just to take in the people watching the different cultures and that are represented. It's cool to see it on TV. I'd like to be a part of that.
Yeah, this one's easy for me. It would absolutely be the World Cup. It would be just being at an event like that. And it's not because Pat said what he said. It would legitimately be the World Cup because I think all the fanfare and everything that goes into soccer would be awesome.
I don't know who has it worse the next 4 years, Canadian hockey fans or Conrad Van Order on this show.
Yeah.
I would pick the World Cup because I don't think it's been in North America since I've been alive. So it doesn't happen it happens every 4 years. So I think that'd be really cool to experience.
Okay.
Can I get a vote?
Absolutely.
I would pick the Four Nations because I wouldn't want to see the United States beat the pants off of Canada again.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, the last question before we get to BB's question. Historic day today, folks. On this date back in 1950, the National American Football League changed its name to the National Football League, or NFL. If you were tasked today to change the name of the NFL to something else, what would you name it?
I feel like the easy way out would be just to call it like the World Football League because clearly they're trying to expand to other continents. So that's not a fun answer, but that would probably be I think that would probably be the most likely change.
Okay.
I was going to say the Universal Football League, but then you couldn't do that with the acronym.
Of the UFL.
Yeah, that's already taken.
We could say international.
How about the GFL, the Global Football League?
International Football League.
IFL.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
The FLOA, Football League of America.
I like it.
That's good.
And then you could have like a European one, like the Football League of Europe.
Well, how about just the Flow?
Or the Flow.
Football League of the World. Yeah, well.
I would just change.
I understand, BB.
I would just change it to the Shield.
The Shield?
Shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I vote for that one, the Shield. That's good.
I like that. That's a good one. And then you can say, I'm going to watch The Shield, and people don't know if you're talking about that old TV show or football. It'd be great.
The Shield on Fox.
Yes.
I think that's
All
what
right.
the show was on.
I think you're right.
See, it's perfect. It's perfect.
All right, here we go. The floor is yours, BB. I want to make sure that as I look over this one more time,
It's time for Pat Ponders.
I want to make
After Dark.
sure that if I change something, did I change anything in your writing?
I don't think you did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before I handed the microphone over to you for the final.
It looks like the original verbiage.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm watching BB's husband as you're about to read this question.
Now, do you go over these questions with him?
Oh,
before?
hell no.
Okay. All right.
By his reaction, she's telling the truth.
Well, we'll see.
He's
We'll
a
get
quiet
We'll
man.
we'll get his reaction here in about.
I
10,
do
9,
play the.
8. Here he goes. Here he goes. Watch. Here he goes. It's about to happen. Look.
He's smiling.
Yep.
It's a nervous twitch right there.
Yep.
You know what she's going to say.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Look
Yep.
out. Oh,
There
God.
it is. Hey. All right, go for it.
All right. The 2026 Winter Games in Milan have recently ended. Prior to the start, the Olympic Village was stocked with 10,000 condoms for athletes. Shockingly, in less than 1 week, the supply was completely exhausted due to higher than anticipated demand. A continuous effort to restock the supply was implemented until the end of the games to ensure availability. Do you agree this is a reasonable preventative measure, assuming it's to reduce the spread of STDs? Will we have a plethora of future Olympians being born in November?
I assume that the prophylactics were not just being used for that, like water balloon fights.
I don't think so.
There's a clown in every group. Balloon animals. You know, baby, I don't know. Conrad, take it away.
So was the question just, are we going to have a bunch of Olympic babies
No.
popping out
Hold
this year?
on. Let me interject here. Do you agree that it was reasonable for them to hand out 10,000 condoms to the athletes, assuming it's to reduce the spread of STDs? Did you guys believe that that was obviously reasonable as a preventative measure?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here for 10 seconds. You got a bunch of young 20-year-olds that are prime athletes that have a lot of anxiety to get out of their system, and they're traveling across the world. Come on. We all know what's going to happen, so I applaud them for taking preventative measures.
I think they're being smart. I agree.
I feel like you're just encouraging them.
Well, here's a fun fact. The Summer Olympics.
Like they're expected now because of all these stories from past Olympics. Like,
I
well,
don't
I'm going to
know.
have to do it.
Could have been happening every time. But
So how many do they give out during the Summer Olympics?
The Summer Olympics, they gave out 300,000.
See, I would think it'd be more in the winter because it's cold
10,000
outside.
versus 300,000?
300,000 to start in the Olympic Village. Now,
That was in Paris?
that was in Paris. Truthfully, more Summer Olympic athletes than we have Winter Olympic athletes.
Yeah, there's around
So
3,000 Winter Olympic athletes.
and there are more in the Summer Olympics, so they erred on the side of caution and tripled it.
Plus, you're in Paris.
You're in Paris, you know. That's right.
You put on a body condom just to swim in the Seine.
Ooh,
That is true.
or the Potomac these days.
Well, yes. Many bodies of water,
But
unfortunately.
I'm going to say I think we're going to have some November Olympians. I do believe that.
Well, I can only hope, just based on the results, if that did happen, it was American athletes mating with Norwegian athletes.
So we get more medals.
I want total medal count, baby.
I hear you.
And I'm not going to rest until we get it.
Exactly.
We're the greatest nation world. We should own Winter Olympics one day.
We should.
So FSU Dave was just saying more than double. I think he said like 7,500. Oh, 17,000. Wow. I didn't realize that. 17,000 athletes
At
for the summer.
Summer Olympics.
You're telling me you're going to go on the tandem luge and get off of that, and the first thought in your mind isn't, let me get back to the village. I mean, come on. They're practically setting you up for it. Let's be real.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Conrad for the win.
I love these questions every day. This is my wheelhouse, BB.
Oh, we know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well said, Molly. Well, BB, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you as
BB.
always.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh,
Love being here. It's a great
We
time.
love having you.
If you haven't been to Social Taco on a Tuesday, you're really missing out. We have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, BB.
Thanks, baby.
Thanks.
Happy birthday. We will continue on. This is Three-Man Front on Jocks. It is 1:48. It's been a great Tuesday, as it is each and every Tuesday. If you have not been a part of this, you need to make plans. Next Tuesday, right here at Social Taco. Why are you laughing?
Still getting the text from BB's questions and some of Conrad's comments. That one caught me off guard. I thought it was really funny. This is Brad Chandler who sent that in.
Okay, in my defense, that is not the way that I meant it, obviously.
That's exactly the way I thought it meant.
That's the only way you can take it.
Well, no, you. Never mind. I'm gonna
interpret it. That's what it meant.
I did not mean it that way, Brad.
Oh, we got a lot of college basketball coming up tonight, Pat, in
14
the SEC.
SEC teams
14 teams, so little time.
14.
17 parlays.
Starting
It's calling your name.
5 o'clock today.
It's like 20 minutes from now. We got our first tip.
FSU Dave was just telling me that there's a Premier League game starting in 11 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, a soccer game. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
you got fire in?
We are, and we're going to do it with our friends at Prize Picks. You can join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. It's really simple to play. You pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get the picks right, you can cash in. We did not hit last night. Went Noah Pete more than the 11.5 points. He only had 4 points. The other side of it we were good on. We'll try to make it good tonight. We're going to try to go in our own backyard, so to speak. Alabama on the road, taking on Georgia inside of Stegman Coliseum. Aiden Sherrill, lower point output last time. Tonight, 13.5 points. More or less, Conrad, for Aiden Sherrill.
Oh, I feel like we have to go less because he bit us last time.
I know.
I feel like we're going less for Aiden.
All right, we're going to go less there. Pat's favorite player used to have the ponytail. I don't think he does anymore. Blue Kane, the Georgia guard.
He does not have the ponytail.
13.5 points, more or less, for Blue Kane.
Oh, man, that's what he's averaging on the season. You know what? We'll go more for him. He's playing at home. We'll go more for Kane.
More for Kane on the 13.5 points. Less for Aiden Sherrill on the 13.5 points. If we hit both of those, we're a winner. You can be a winner too. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX to get the $50 in lineups after you play their first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Check out Prize Picks across all sports, different platforms, all kinds of different flex plays, options. It's a whole lot of fun. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
All right, so Alabama and Georgia, that is a 5:30 tip-off. You can watch the game on ESPN News, and that is a pick 'em right now. It was a 1.5-point spread earlier this morning for Alabama, but, again, it's now a pick 'em against Georgia. Per Ken Palm, Alabama's offensive rating is at 129.7. That's the third best in Division I basketball, and it's the best in the Nate Oates tenure in Tuscaloosa. Keep in mind, Bama has converted 10 or more three-pointers in 10 straight games. It's the longest streak this season for an Alabama basketball team. Aiden Holloway shooting around 44% from three-point range. That's number 2 in the Southeastern Conference, number 10 throughout all of college basketball. And how about LeBaron Philon Jr.? He scored 577 points this season. That currently ranks number 17 on Alabama's single-season all-time scoring list. Meanwhile, Auburn, as their hopes for the NCAA tournament, they hope to keep that going tonight. They need a win against LSU. Auburn currently an 8.5-point favorite. You can hear that game right here on Jocks at 9 o'clock. LSU is 1-10 this year against Quad 1 opponents.
Any particular games out of the SEC that you like in particular?
Out of the SEC.
Out of the SEC.
From a Vegas perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Is Charleston playing tonight?
I thought maybe you would like that Tennessee-South Carolina.
Yeah, Tennessee's a 9-point favorite. I stayed away from it, honestly. I like the over in the Alabama-Georgia game. Matter of fact, it's ticked up. Earlier this morning, it was like 178.5. Now it's at 180. Both teams are very, very good. We know about how good Alabama's offense is. Don't forget, Georgia is number 6 nationally in scoring offense. they're averaging around 90 points a game.
Yeah, for like the first half of the season, they actually were ahead of Alabama.
Yeah.
In scoring in the SEC.
The Dogs are looking for their 6th quad 1 win. They've got 5. They're 5-7 this year. So this will be the 13th game that they've played in quad 1.
But the problem that they have is when the offense isn't going, the defense is not spectacular.
Yeah, and this is big for Alabama because
a couple times.
If Alabama wins one of their last 2 games, they will have that double bye. We feel pretty confident based on the numbers in the conference that Alabama will get that double bye in Nashville. But a win tonight or this afternoon, however you want to put it, against Georgia, then Alabama can go ahead and mark it down. They will either be the 2, 3, or 4 seed in Nashville, which will allow them to wait until Friday to play their first game.
A lot of text rolling in on the text line. We appreciate all of your interaction today. Some of the great texts that we didn't read, we certainly laughed, and we appreciate you guys each and every day here on the show. Somebody asking, is Kami Conrad pulling for Cuba in the World Baseball Classic? I think that is
I thought we had
a silly
moved
question.
on
He
from
absolutely is.
I'm a DR kind of guy. Come on.
You're a Dominican Republic?
Absolutely.
You're a Dominican Republican?
Sure.
That's what they're called, right?
I really thought that we had distanced ourselves from this whole thing, and now it's back.
What do you mean we? We've got nothing to do with it. You chose not to support one of the greatest sports moments in the history of our nation.
See,
2 weeks ago.
I knew there was something to it. Doug, he has offered an explanation on the condom shortage. He said the condom shortage was actually caused by the end of the Olympic celebration, Balloons of Many Nations Fun Fest.
Oh, makes sense.
When they release all the balloons.
Yes.
Me and FSU Dave, by the way, had a great follow-up conversation to that question that we could have maybe. Jason said Club La Vila or Spinnaker. La Vila, Pat, that was kind of the standard, and then Spinnaker
Yep.
was next. I don't even know how to read that. All right. Thanks, all of you. We'll try to make sense of that and get back to you on that tomorrow. For Pat, Molly, Conrad, I'm Landrum. Have a wonderful day. God is great.